And we're back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our fifth and final segment, which is going to be doing a little bit of news around the league, just some news stories that I thought were important to talk about, but not enough to talk about to be a full segment. So yeah, we'll be combining these and talking about them. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first one is a little bit of a surprising move today by the New York Yankees. They ended up DFAing Victor Gonzalez, their left-hander reliever, for assignments. And bit of a surprise here. He has a 3.86 ERA. So, I think teams may be thinking on the surface, well, why would they do that? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And I agree with you, it doesn't. But at the same time, his numbers below that aren't as great. He does have some peripherals that are not great, and I think the Yankees are expecting a big time regression, and I guess just don't want to be around for that. They did call up Phil Bickford to be a bullpen arm for them now, so that should be an interesting pickup. A lot of former Mets in that bullpen now with him and Michael Tonkin, just something I noticed. But an interesting decision here by the Yankees. Was acquired, of course, in a preseason trade with the Dodgers. Interesting decision here by the Yankees and a little bit of a bullpen shakeup. So yeah. Next, we have a little bit of an update on Mike Trout here. Of course, he had knee surgery and is going to be out for a significant amount of time. And it seems like his recovery timeline is growing. As it put here in the article, Angels outfielder Mike Trout's recovery seems to be growing. Earlier this week, Sam Blum of The Athletic, one of the best Angels reporters, if you're on Twitter and you want to see Angels news, he's the guy. The superstar says he still hasn't started running and doesn't have a target for a return date. Of course, he had a surgery at the end of April, so not great right now. If he hasn't started running, doesn't have a return date, it does seem like that he is going to be out for a significant amount of time for the rest of the year and probably won't be back. I mean, maybe earliest late August. I don't know really how his rehab is going to work, but really not great. And right now, honestly, if you're Trout, why push it? I mean, the Angels are not good, and they aren't going to be good even if you're there. You might make them a little bit better, but not significantly. So if you're Trout, you might as well just enjoy your paycheck and stay out. I mean, I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm being genuine. I don't see a reason why to come back. Why rush the rest of your career right now with this Angels team, how they're playing? I don't really see a reason why you should, force yourself to get back if you're not fully ready. So I'm fine with this decision, but it is unfortunate just how much Trout has fallen off with all these injuries. And just very, very sad. But, hopefully he'll come back soon, and maybe we'll finally see him on a winning team. Maybe we'll finally request a trade in the offseason. Next, we had a little bit of surprising news, I'd say. Andrew McCutchen has said that he does not want to stop playing and that 2024 is not going to be his last year. Now, this is an interesting decision as McCutchen is getting a little older, and we kind of figured maybe this would be his last year. But again, he said he doesn't plan on stopping. He's having a fine season right now with the Pirates as a DH. I think if the Pirates want to compete next year, he can't be the starter, but is a good platoon outfielder against lefties, can fill in when someone needs a break, definitely, and is a good solid player to have on the bench. I mean, is one of the greatest Pirates in franchise history, no doubt. I don't see him playing for any other team but the Pirates again for his career. So will be a good player to lead the new generation. And again, the Pirates have a lot of good players on this team, a lot of good young players. I do think next year they are going to be genuinely good. So I think McCutchen does want to be a part of that, and I think he knows that. And again, would be a very valuable piece to have on the bench, and just have in the clubhouse as a leader. One of the most liked guys, I think, ever for baseball. Nobody ever has a bad word to say about Andrew McCutchen. A Pirates legend, a baseball legend, just such a cool guy, genuinely. And I think the Pirates would love to have him around the team. I'm sure he's going to be some kind of coach after he retires to the Pirates. So, yeah, it would be very, very interesting. But, yeah, good for him. We're not stopping. Still has some juice left in the tank, I think, and will be a good bench left platoon bat, definitely. The Rockies are reinstating Kyle Freeland off the injured list after being out for a little bit amount of time, being out since April 19th, actually, because of an elbow sprain. He did avoid surgery, though, because of that, because of differentiates with doctors. So, it's coming back now. Should be an interesting addition to this Rockies team. Again, maybe if he does better in this, is whatever starts he's going to get 5 or 6. Maybe they'll end up trading him, but he was really bad to start the year. And, just if you're a Rockies fan, you're really hoping he can do better. Just has been such a big disappointment for the Rockies over these past few years, and be interesting to see now what does happen when he comes back. And, an interesting move here for the Rockies to have him back. Tommy Pham has been mentioned in trade rumors for the Kansas City Royals. John Heyman of the New York Post did indeed say that the Royals are one of the teams showing interest in Tommy Pham for trade rumors. This is not really surprising, as I think that Royals definitely need a bat to add to that lineup and definitely need an outfielder. I think that's something they need to add to this deadline, and I think Pham would make a lot of sense for this team. Wouldn't be going far from Chicago to Kansas City. Might be a little bit of a AL Central tax for the Royals. They might have to pay more in trade talks than another team because they are in the division. But I think Pham would make a lot of sense. This Royals team would add an edge to this team that they desperately need. I think it's just a very good, solid bat, and would add a lot to this lineup right now. Bobby Witt Jr. and Salvador Perez is doing great, but Vinny Pasquantino, MJ Melendez, Mike Garcia, as much as I mention them a lot, they're not doing the greatest. I mean, they're still doing good, but they aren't doing amazing. I think Pham would just add another big bat to this lineup. They need an outfielder. I think more a center fielder than anything, but I still think just adding a corner bat outfielder type is a very solid move, and I think Pham wouldn't cost that much. He's a good veteran to add to this clubhouse and just would bring a chip on the shoulder to this Royals team that I think they definitely need. So we'd be very interested in watching this addition. I think it makes a lot of sense for both sides, and I think it would be a very good move for both sides. Robert Gasser is officially out for the rest of the year from the Brewers. We of course knew that he was going to have UCL surgery, but it is official now, and he is going to be out for the rest of the year. Very, very unfortunate news for the Brewers. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen, but at the same time, Gasser was doing really, really well in his short time span being up at the big club for the Brewers. I think he could be a special pitcher for them, and I'm really, really hoping that this surgery does not impact his future. I think that, obviously it's going to impact his future, but I'm saying more as real long-term, like it doesn't make him as worse of a pitcher because, I really think he's going to be a special pitcher for the Brewers team. I still think there's a lot to like about him, and it just is unfortunate that he is going to be out for the rest of the year. So, we aren't sure yet if it's a full Tommy John or a full like UCL surgery. UCL surgery where it's kind of like a Jonathan Loaiza one, where he's just out for this year and not the next year. Same Spencer Strider got as well. So we're not exactly sure if it's just UCL surgery or Tommy John, but overall, still not great. Obviously, you're hoping him not to be Tommy John, but still, he's out for the year. Very big blow to this Brewers team, and definitely hoping he can do better. And really hoping that Gasser comes back next year with the fire under him, and I think he's going to be a special pitcher for this Brewers team. Jason Dominguez is going to be out 8 weeks in the minor leagues, which is a big blow to the Yankees. I could have done a full segment on it, but I have talked about the Yankees like 5 million times this week, so I didn't want to talk about it. But I kind of feel like it would be a minor injury in the minor leagues for him. But the Yankees announced that he'll be out 8 weeks with a strain. So, big loss there, but they won't have any pressing outfield decisions now, forcing them to make a decision. Once Dominguez does come back, though, I'm sure that will happen. But would be a big loss, but they have so much outfield depth that it's really all right for right now. And definitely will be interesting to see where Dominguez plays when he does come back, and what does happen with him. So, we'll be very, very interesting to see how Dominguez does end up playing, and I'm very excited to watch the rest of his career unfold. So, that is it for our show today, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to not only get notified when I upload, when all the other great content creators on this channel do. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you, guys. It's a beautiful day outside. Enjoy it. Have a great, great weekend. And, we'll see what baseball throws at us over the weekend. So thank you, guys, and bye.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to